Something quite interesting for me happened, and I'm sharing that idea in this video, and I'm hoping that you find it interesting. Otherwise, what's the purpose of it? Well, I can still summarize, and it's meaningful for me. Let me explain. I was first taking a look at Einstein's quotations. One of them was about imagination. He said something like, imagination is power more than knowledge. And I totally agree. So I was posting a short video pointing why I agree. In relation to Samadhi especially, because if he is imagining, it could be a daydream, which may be too lucid or unrelated to wisdom, just floating up in the air, which could be meaningful because something interesting can happen, but still related to wisdom and creativity. And the focus of this video is that if you have a samadhi, calm and quiet mind, to the point of no mind and no self, and if you have imagination, the quality of imagination may be related to major concerns you may have at work or in your life. So, whatever the way it is, samadhi is to reach out, not just the surface memory in the brain, but deep down stored memory, even from the younger days or anything, because it's like cutting the wound. Nature's way is to heal on its own. When you have a pain, imagination, important thing you cannot solve, it will reach out the solution, not just the superficial level of your mind, but deep inside. So end result is samadhi can produce wisdom because it would the law of nature would orchestrate whatever is inside of you, like the Jung's idea of synchronicity. Find different element of ideas put together, come up with the answer. That is similar to cutting a wound, and the healing happens. In our mind, we have issues we cannot solve. Then you create imagination, anything related to that. So that's the process of idea generation or even wisdom to the point of awakening. So that's the concept or theory that I've been talking about, the importance of samadhi. So that was Einstein's quote. So when I was doing the job to post, I have to gather information, and I was referring to the idea generation, in my case, was related to the Vipassana experience that I had 10-day meditation course. And I had pain throughout my body because I was trying to do everything possible to devote my time, almost 12 hours every day. And I had pain in the back and everywhere. At one point, which is 8th day in the afternoon, I still remember vividly, this happened 24 years ago. I was at the peak of the pain. I wanted to get into the ambulance to go to the hospital. And I was sweating because I was determined still to go through it, right? Because that's the whole purpose of going through that 10-day meditation course. In that state where I was in the middle of the pain, I imagined, is it because I have this pain, or the pain is because I'm trying to get out of the pain? Is that the reason why I have the pain? That's a paradoxical statement that I may picked up somewhere else in Zen saying. There's a saying that people can tangle up themselves in pain as if they bind themselves by the rope. And more you try to escape, you tighten up. Some such image may have triggered me to think about it. So in the middle of the severe pain, I still remember it, I'll never forget this. I had the moment. And I have shared this in another video. Then what happened is like explosion of this life power kind of hidden behind is coming up from the core of my being. I'm not going to go into detail, but it was like an explosion. And after looking at what's going on, not thinking, but just observing, I had this nirvanic experience of awakening. So, back to the story. Samadhi, imagination, idea generation can be proven, as in the case of Einstein. I'm not Einstein, I'm just Kiyo Suzaki. Nobody, anything of significance probably. But I have this question, and that says that, okay, I understand that. So I was writing the description of that first, the video I was talking about, this Einstein's quote, and referring to my Vipassana experience. And this time, because I did it before, was I was opening up the Google document into Google Drive, and I found that the Google has this Gemini put a little word, and if you click that, you can see the summary of that whole document, which is probably 40 pages long. I got a surprise, but I had this inspiration. Then I get to the point, what I was thinking about. So I clicked that one, and they gave you maybe 3-4 paragraphs explaining what that document is about. So I pasted the document, a summarized version by Google, which is called the Google Gemini. It's called it's AI, large language model, does those kind of tricks, like ChatGPT, but without my asking. Some people, or the Google AI itself, came to the realization that this is something they can do. So they may have gone through their own AI Samadhi to offer this. Whatever the case may be, I click, as imagined, there was a summary, and they ask, you can ask any other question, and you get the answer related to the document, right? So they have figured out. So that's when I realized, okay, Google Gemini has the true capability of AI in the sense of large language model, that if you offer or give some document, they would do lots of things. In fact, I was asking them to edit my English for that document, but I tried, and they have a space limitation, so I couldn't finish it because I'm lazy to piece by piece to do it, and you cannot put the whole summary or good connection among them. But in this case, they have the capability. They may eventually do the editing, but at this moment, I'm not sure if they can, because of the inconvenience factor. But the point is significant. How can I say this? The process of creativity or coming up with wisdom is related to Samadhi. That's the theme I've been talking about. Before that, you have to do whatever you can the right way. It's Shila, like a ethical thing, and everything you think in the right way. You do your own thing. And then you have problem, you get into Samadhi. So you have to keep the Samadhi at the base of who you are. Then the idea comes up, just like in the case of Einstein. And in my case, Kiyoshi Suzaki's case of one example was awakening experience in Vipassana. And then I referred to Google Gemini's example for that. Is without being asked, they did their Samadhi, so to speak, because they asked their own question, what's the summary of this whole document? And they did it. And they shared that with me without me asking it. In this far, don't you think it's amazing? I hope you do, because this whole AI stuff and my intuition about the Zen awakening, it's merging together, and this is just one example of such case. And interestingly, for myself, prior to this happening, I've been always thinking about, I have many videos because I didn't want to write a book. And I have lots of ideas, I just don't keep writing, so I speak into this video. And some people may be fed up with watching videos. You may think it's jobless, mindless thought. But I have some basis behind it. And this is the intuition that I have, that all the videos that I have done can be summarized as much as what the Google Gemini did for my document on Google Drive, that YouTube videos can be summarized eventually. I don't think it's being done at this moment, but I believe that can be done. So I was lazy enough, perhaps, and imagine, however, that the day may come. I hope it will come within the next few years before I die, so that I can enjoy my view of what I have done and how my intuition, the imagination may come out as the reality, that all the YouTubes, my channel, or anything else can be accessed because there's a basis, the data, and the voice can be translated into digital, the words and stuff like that. They may not be good at doing it yet, but they can improve, right? That's very, very possible, because that's what Samadhi and Panya is functioning in us, and Google AI, Gemini, is replicating the same process. So, I don't know, you feel as happy as I am. You may feel this is boring, because what's the point of it? The point is so significant, I don't know how to explain, perhaps. But number one, what I thought is that my imagination of thinking that Google or anyone, OpenAI, would come to the stage that things get much easier to synthesize, so that you don't have to watch many videos to get my insight of why I was doing and how and what's the summary of it. I have some sense, but if you just peek in and just check one or two videos, you may not get all the other reasons why I'm doing it. But the part of the reason is, without AI, I'll be doing, because I know what I'm saying has some meaning. And if you think it's boring, it is possible, but I have some value in it. There's a quote of Einstein about the value, but I'm not going to go there. So the point is that the key thought that we can capture can be done by asking the right question. And Google or OpenAI is already providing ways to do that. And we can be prepared, imagine ahead of time, and get the benefit of it when it comes, so that you are well prepared, not just your own to keep doing, just like I'm doing this video for the sake of my knowing myself and connecting to thy will be done, so that I'm related to the core of the universe, the process, the law of universe, me manifesting with less confusion, but great imagination and having fun. I can do it. AI can help it. Einstein has done it. He used the imagination for the best of his having fun and contributing to the world. And this whole process is being discovered also by the Buddha, in his case, by emphasizing the notion Sila Samadhi Panya. Samadhi is critical to connect the brain and heart, find the reason why we are as we are, manifesting the laws of the universe, and if we can align us and live connected to the source, be one with it, then what happens? Thy will be done. I think that's wonderful. I can hear the birds singing. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they sing like that. And all the leaves, the color, how things happen in the world is following the laws of nature. You can say it's God's will. I agree. It's creative, ever evolving, and we are one of it. And if we get that sense, not in brain, but heart connected, yeah, I like the word melting into the nature, finding your own home, eternal home, yet be a human with some stupid ideas and craziness that can happen, and it's happening. But there's hope. So I can say more about many things, but I hope that's enough. I hope to chat with you if anybody's listening and find meaning in what we can do to live our life. Thank you.